Girl that I dated, and she was at a restaurant that I had introduced her to. And she was like, yeah, I'm with this new guy I'm seeing. The place is still amazing. Thank you for putting me on. I did this fly. I called and picked up the check.
Yo, Maul, pack you up, son. Get out of here. That ain't no fly. That's some legendary sucker, son. You paid for homie food, too. But you think that's gonna make them leave him and run out the restaurant and come running into your arms? So it's not a 90s movie. This real life. That's some sucker. Pack you all the way up, son. Get out of here.
Why should a man take a baddie serious?
Because I pay the bills. Because I'm a boss. So how much more serious does it need to get?
You're talking about you.
I'm just saying baddies. Baddies pay the bills. All my baddies get money. Every last one of them are rich. I know what I pay these girls. They make more money than anybody in America on a 9 to 5, you got a good job. My bitches is paid. Okay. So at the end of the day, you said, why should anyone take a baddie serious? Because we pay the bills.
Why should a man?
Because we pay the bills.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What I'm referring to is
it's
not necessarily about money all the time. And I think...
No, you said that.
No.
You said, what is it that makes a male...
No, I will say it again.
Okay, say it again.
Why should a man take a baddie serious?
I just told you. When they make more money and they're the boss.
That's cool.
She's the boss. And so he makes... So what I was trying to refer to is he makes more money, right?
Right.
But she's the boss.
Okay, take money out of it.
No, it was money out of it. He definitely makes more money than her. She's still running that.
Okay, but take financials out of it.
Okay, so what?
What are the qualities that a baddie may bring to the table?
She's definitely more popular than him. I don't even know who the he is. So
this was hard to watch. She just sat up there and said a whole bunch of nothing. Or in other words, a baddie don't bring nothing to the table. Their money and their popularity is their identity. Outside of that, they have nothing to offer except for drama and headaches. All they know how to do is twerk and fight. This whole baddie era is a scam. All that hype with zero substance. Keep it a buck. These baddies, they don't bring peace. They don't bring ambition. They don't bring support. They bring problems. Their entire personality revolves around being looked at. The moment that attention stops, so does their identity. They think money and followers equals value. But anybody can go viral. Anybody can shake their ass on TV. That's not talent. A BBL can cover up an empty spirit.
We don't call women losers enough. Once again, and you see these types of videos like this, and it continues to show what happens when you don't. A lot of male creators are calling for, female creators too, to bring back shame. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Cam Newton had to say that 5, 6, 7 times. He had to repeat himself. And then he had to restate it multiple times as well. No. What I mean is, regardless of money, you as a person, why should a man take you as a person seriously? Well, I'm more popular than you. According to who? Well, let me say it like this. Let's say both of us were on an island where popularity and money didn't matter. Why should I take you seriously? Why should I listen to you if we're staring in the face of a dangerous animal and that animal is charging us? Why should I listen to you when you say, go to the left, when I'm thinking, go to the right? Why should I respect you? Why should I respect and trust your opinion? What have you done in our time together to make me think that you have my best interest at heart? That's really what he was trying to ask you. And a lot of men are going to ask this same question. Man.
So I see a lot of people trying to bash Cam Newton about trying to be funny about his question, but it was a pretty simple and direct question. The reason why Ms. Natalie Nunn had a hard time answering this question is because the baddies lacked this one factor. It's called substance. Character, they have that. Personality, absolutely. Money, yes. And I'm actually proud of that because a lot of women don't have their own bag. But to be able to be a safe space, secure, pour into another man, I just don't see that in them. You know, attention is everything to them. All she could only say was that her friend brings light to another man. In other words, exposure. She didn't say anything about her helping him in his growth or development, helping him be a better man or anything. And that's okay. But what separates these baddies from regular, real women is that women really will pour into and grow a man. All the baddies care about is growing themselves and their image. It's all love, though. I'm a fan.
Have to dance. I agree with you on that. But what I'm saying is, it sounded like some of y'all are upset that a man is trying to make it better for you, though. Is that the case? Go ahead.
No, I said a real man wouldn't even try to be controlling, and a man that wants better for you and asks you to change, or hey, whether you going to school, a nurse, a doctor, a stripper, whatever, will better.
If you a nurse or doctor, he's not going to ask you to change. That's really some stripper
Believe
shit.
it or not, men are intimidated by all types of women with different careers. It's not just that. That's not the only problem that men have. No, if a man is trying to control your life, what makes a man controlling, he's insecure if he feels the need to do that. Like,
I think he should just get a different dropper bomb. Instead of trying to change her, brother, and get her out the club and reroute her life and get her shit together, you should just get a different woman. You should get someone that's more to your needs, that's more to your speed. She likes different things, and things that you like are in common. Other than that, just get a different woman. Respectfully.
I have 3 things to say about this one. Number 1, I have a sneaky suspicion that this didn't even happen, that there was literally no man standing there. And it is essentially made up in order to receive attention online. 2, if there was a man looking your way, there are like a million reasons why he may have been looking your way in a public gym. He may have wanted your machine. He may have thought that you looked like somebody familiar and he was trying to figure out if he knew you. He may have not been looking at you at all and might have been looking beyond you, but it looked like he was looking at you. Or he may have thought that you gave him a funny look and he was wondering why this woman was staring at him. 3, it sounds like you need a private home gym, that maybe you just can't handle being at a public one. Because the bottom line is that when you're in public, somebody might actually look at you or may even dare to say something to you.
Yo, if she could, she would.
I want you to watch this video and you let me know how you feel about it.
Because I'm in love with you, baby. I love you.
My friend, buddy, this is all out of love. Any woman that drools over another man like that, even if it's an artist, it doesn't matter. If she could, she would. Okay. If it was the other way around, him going to the Rosalina concert, going crazy, sweating over her like that, yeah, the comments wouldn't be very supportive.
Facts.
And it's not about being insecure. No. It's just having self-respect. How's my partner going to drool over another female like that? Even if it's an artist. At the end of the day, they're still human. I don't care if it's an artist. It's self-respect. We have normalized that type of behavior just because it's an artist. We idolize these people like they're like this type of goddess, and when they're just another human being. And yeah, maybe it's just, a fan, right? But we all know that if a female goes crazy over a male like that, if she could, she would.
Where's she wrong? Like, where's she wrong? You see, there are a lot of smart females in the world. You just haven't found one yet. But she right. Imagine your girl drooling, going crazy at a concert over a dude. It just goes to show if they were close and homie was like, yo, you want to get on stage or try to reach out? Yo, she gone. She in her mind, this is my chance. This is it, yo. And that's how it is. Yo, as a normal dude, you are able to get your shorty to drool over you the way most chicks drool over concert dudes. It is possible. Literally. Be charismatic, confident, and hit the gym. Literally, get your body right, have some confidence, and yo, a shorty will drool over you like that. If you get your game to that point, you will have that same reaction. If you don't got that reaction from your shorty, she ain't the one, and you ain't doing your job. But But for real, if a dude was doing this to some, you know, maybe got some Nicki fans or whoever, some dudes that like shit like that and going crazy over some shorty, over some superstar actress chick just going crazy, then yo, it would be looked at differently. Because the whole point is, yo, if she could, she would. The Chris Brown, we talk about it. If those chicks are taking pics with Chris Brown for whatever thousands of dollars they paying, and Chris was like, yo, you want to head to the back real quick? 99% of them chicks is out, especially if they idolize Chris. That's what I'm saying. And it's not insecure. It's preferences. I prefer for my chick to want me more than she wants some artist or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not insecure. It's just the way it is. Since it's a woman, it's like, yo, chill, man. She's just having fun. Nah, B, have fun with me. We're not doing none of that. So this chick is completely right. I think this process is fire. Homie in the video, he'll learn the hard way, but they look like a young couple, so he got nothing but time to learn. Fellas, get your body right, get your mind right, and get you some.
We keep telling black women to submit to men that don't have their life together.
Who said no, we don't?
How can you submit? How can you submit to a man who doesn't submit to God? You, black women, are in record numbers going to college. We're opening degrees.
Here we go.
We're getting accolades. We're running nonprofit. We're running nonprofits. There's a large portion of black women who are educating themselves and taking their lives to the next level, while the black men are not reaching those goals. They're not meeting us on those levels.
First of all, you sat up there and gave me a 30-minute dissertation on how great black women were doing, but the second I
support my black women. That's all.
I support black women.
I support black men
Here's
too,
the thing.
Look,
the majority of my clients, the majority of my executive staff, my man Ricardo Cordial, who's been a client of mine for 5 years, he will tell you the majority of the people in my executive team are black women. I have put more black women in the 1% than Nick Cannon with a bag of Viagra. So this is not about supporting black women.
You know, level
it's
it
not
out.
You versus me. It's you and me. Right? We need to start circling our wagons amongst each other. We need to start circling our dollars amongst each other. The Jews do it, the Italians do it, the Chinese do it. When black people do it, they look at you like you crazy. There is no reason that FUBU should not still be hot today. Y'all rocking Ralph Lauren. If you want a solution, the solution is ignore the rhetoric, ignore the propaganda, and realize that I am not your competition. I am your completion. I am the one that's supposed to protect you, but the Bible says it is better for a man to live in the roof of his house than be in a house with a quarrelsome woman. Calm all that down. If you are so talented, so gifted, so degreed, so smart, how you let dumb niggas nut up in you and make babies?
this brother cooking. His man just let off an atomic bomb and she's catching some of the aftershock. Here she's hiding from the truth and reality of that quote. Let's get back up in it.
You over here talking
without a ring, without any type of commitment, and then you go and say that you don't like the white man, he's oppressing you, this, that, and the third, but you go to your white boss, then you go to your daddy government, and you allow daddy government to go tax this man instead of working it out with this man. And if this man was a deadbeat, you should have known that before you shed your clothes like Country Crock and spread your legs.
On the other side of the coin, they're gonna think that, you know, we are men that don't love and support women, which is anything from the case. Shit, you'll see women right down up in here in the comment section that understand exactly what it is that you said, that listen to exactly the things that I say, that listen to the exact same things that a Kevin Samuel say, and they agree, because we all want to see more people together. But there has to be a coaching from the mainstream rhetoric that has led so many of these hive-minded lemmings away.
I mean, let's deal with the degrees, and we're going to college and record this. You've allowed those degrees to usurp authority. That's what you've allowed. If the man don't have as much education as I do, then why would I be listening to him? In your Bible, it says God used basically people, the rank and the base, to confound the wise. So you have in the Bible, I think it was Peter. Maybe it might have been the Pharisees, or it basically was somebody who knew a lot about the traditions of the Bible, or it wasn't the Bible back then, but the manuscripts and stuff like that, the writings and the teachings of Jesus Christ, or God as he was known back in the day. And I can't remember who it was, but maybe one of the disciples, somebody who they considered ignorant. It could have been Matthew. It could not have been Matthew. It was somebody who was uneducated, somebody that they considered, well, it wasn't Paul, couldn't have been Paul. Probably Peter. They considered him uneducated is basically what it was. And so he's spitting all these facts about the stuff that they're supposed to know about. And like, how in the world is he, where did he go to school at? Where's he getting this education from? The rank and the base to confound the wise. Y'all think men are so stupid and we're doing this and we're doing that. We're getting degrees, this, which is great. But y'all are so lifted up in pride that it takes a person with no education. It could take a person with no education to simply sit back and say, that's not the way to go. And y'all think, case in point, when y'all started, we're getting degrees and record numbers, but what are you getting a degree in? Gender studies, art. Oh, I could have told you that wasn't going to make any money. And I didn't even go to school. I didn't go to college. That's what these brothers are saying. So all of that stuff that you went and did, it really got you nowhere, because for all intents and purposes, you right here beside me. And actually you're beneath me salary wise. You're below me salary wise, because on average, first of all, you went out there and got a trash degree. Second of all, on average, I make more money than you. So essentially what you did is you went out there and got into debt. Well, whereas I have none. You went and got into debt, and now you have no way to get out of it because your degree is trash. The rank and the base to confound, to confuse the wise.
You know how I know y'all don't really be loving these men, and y'all don't really be wanting to be with these men or even care about these men, because if you did, you would know that men are emotional men. A man that cares. When a man cares, he's going to display every part of him, because he's trying to show you that he cares. And one thing you're going to know is that it's genuine, because he's going to do things that you have never gotten done for you probably before, and you probably don't even deserve him doing it for you. That's why you are able to identify when a man loves you.
When I was younger, I hated the fact that I had happily married parents. Like, I used to pray for them to get divorced. They didn't argue all the time and like that. I just felt left out, because everybody in my school had a single mom. And I was just like, why do my mom gotta be happily married? Like, why is it me? Why am I cursed with a 2-parent household? I was also really mad that I lived in a home. Like, I really wanted to live in the apartments, because I just thought that it just looked so cool. Like, all your friends live in the same building. Y'all all ride the bus. I genuinely wanted to be from the projects, and I wanted a single mom.
Listen, I don't care what type of argument I get into with my man. I'm still going to cook for him. He's still going to get fed. I'm still going to make sure he's good. Yes, I'm that type of person. I don't care how mad I am at you. I'm still going to make sure you're good as my man. Now, the thing about it is, I would love to have a man that does the same for me. You might be mad at me, but guess what? You still gonna make sure I'm good. You still gonna show up for me when I need you to. You not gonna hit me with the, oh, I ain't do it because I was mad at you. Because I don't care how mad I am with you. I'm still going to show up for you no matter what. And I'm not talking about emergencies when it's too late. Now I'm there by your side. No. I'm still going to be by your side even when I'm mad at you.
One thing I don't understand about men is, like, why are you showing money that you not going to spend on me? What's the point of sending me a picture of some money that you not sending to me? What is the point?
For the same reason you show pictures of yams and goodies, but you ain't gonna give nobody none. In fact, y'all get on social media all day, every day, showing everything you got, and don't plan on giving a brother none.
I don't know, because marriage is not the goal.
So marriage is not the goal?
Not for everyone.
So what is the goal?
I don't know, but if you want to make it your goal, hey, be careful.
So a 2-parent household is not the goal.
I'm not about to jump out my skin because you got ignorant ass responses.
I'm just listening to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say that.
You have an ignorant ass mindset. 80% of men that are locked up right now come out of single mother households. Men and boys, on average, do way better in life when they have two parents in the household, their father and their mother. That two-parent household automatically is going to be better for that child. Statistically, the facts show it. Kids that are raised in single mother households don't do well as kids that are raised in single father households. Those are facts. Those are the stats. So I would say that the key to making sure that your kids have a successful life is to make sure that that man is in that child's life. And what better way to have that man in that child's life if mommy and daddy are in the same house at the same time being a parent?
I
appreciate it, Tressa.
Same house and their kids still will end up at rehab or committing a crime and doing a life sentence.
80% less though. 80% less. Those are the stats. I'm not making that up. That's not an opinion. Those are the stats.
Somewhere in general.
No, I went to the website and did my research. The CDC. Go to the CDC website right now. 80% of black men that are locked up come from single mother households. Women are raising the very that they hate. Women are raising the criminals. Women are raising the murderers, the rapists. Women are raising these people because daddy instills discipline. And discipline is what keeps these black men out of jail. Discipline is what prevents a man from being emotional and being a crybaby and being throwing a temper tantrum because he had his daddy in the life to punch him in the chest like you acting like a man up. So why would we sit there and get mad at men that are feminine or throwing hissy fits or weird as hell and then try to raise the same exact man by removing?
If you are in a relationship right now, stay in your relationship. The dating market is exactly like the job market. Nobody is leaving their job because nobody is hiring. Do not leave your relationship. I've been single for literally an entire year and I'm aggressively dating. I'm on Tinder, I'm on Hinge, I'm on Bumble, I'm on Match, I'm on Seeking. I just paid $150 for a speed dating event. Aggressively dating, and I'm still single. It is cold and it is lonely out here, and there are not enough men. So if you are in a relationship, stay exactly where you are. Don't come out of the house. Work it out. Fix it. Whatever it is.
Aggressively just means I'm on multiple apps looking for the same thing. I'm paying because there's got to be one of these, right? Well, what you'll find with a lot of these dating apps is you might get new matches here and there, but a lot of people have the same idea that you do. So they're going to be on multiple apps. And because y'all are kind of in the same region, number one, number two, you're looking for the same type of thing, you're going to be pretty much in a lot of these situations running into the same people. So you're going to be paying them $150 plus all the other apps or whatever you got going on, plus in-person events. You're going to be paying them to basically meet the same people. These are the people in your criteria who fit what you're looking for. Let's go see if they want you. Looks like they don't. Too bad.
Because the problem with women in social media is really not the media itself. It's what we choose to consume, right? So for men, a lot of times they consume content that is about leveling up to some extent, you know, how to get more money, how to look better, how to attract more women, whatever. For women, oftentimes it is just content that validates you're perfect the way that you are. Everything about women is great. You don't have to change for any man. You can just keep being yourself and somebody is going to come into your life and fall in love with you just as you are. That's the issue, because then we're not growing. We're not challenging ourselves. We're not becoming better people. We're not becoming better women. And the women that do try and make content like that, y'all reject them like hell because you think that they're talking bad about you, when in reality, they're just asking you to do better, step up, become a better version of yourself, so that way you can actually get the things that you want. But y'all just want to believe that you can stay the same and get the things you want. And that doesn't make any sense. So if we collectively as women change the type of content that we consume, I think that it could help us grow. But, you know, the girls just want to hear about what's on sale and clothes and makeup and shoes and hair and blah, 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 blah.
So my wife's been cheating on me for the past couple of months. And we've been trying to work through it and, you know, going to therapy, doing the whole nine, but it just hasn't been working. It's clear as day that it's just not working out. She's still just doing shady stuff. I found out the other day that her Tinder account is still active and she is actively using it. I even checked her phone and saw messages between her and guys and her planning to meet up with guys. But whatever, long story short, I told her that we were going to go to my mom's tonight we were going to drive down south to surprise my mom for the holidays, and told her to pack her stuff, and we'll head out a little later tonight. But little does she know that I am not going to be along for the ride. You see, it's just her stuff packed, not mine. So she's going to be on her way out of here and spending the holidays, and more than likely forever, somewhere that is not here. So she's about to be out here any minute. She'll see that the car's not loaded up. See how this goes.
I gotta say, this man is making a king move. Because guys, while I totally understand why you want to maybe give it a chance and maybe work it out and give it some time after finding out such devastating news that your wife has cheated on you, you can't force somebody to change. So if it just takes that amount of time for you to come to that realization, that's okay. For this man to come to this realization right before Christmas and make it a clean-cut way to like get her stuff packed and get her out the door is solid. He probably knows that it's going to be very dramatic, and he's just trying to prevent himself more drama. For those of you that say, oh, this isn't really fair, how do you treat your wife like that? Come on, guys. Remember that what she did kind of justifies any way that he wants to reject her and get rid of her. That's my 2 cents, but what do you guys think?
Most men are deeply unattractive because of Mother Nature and something called the Great Scam.
Oh, goody. Another genetics expert.
The Great Scam was the day that the male of the species convinced the female of the species that it no longer needed to prove itself worthy in order to reproduce and have babies.
Wait a minute. They can't be insinuating that the only thing that a male would have to do to prove himself worthy of reproducing would be to be attractive, right? They can't mean that.
The fact that the men are ugly says otherwise, right? They're not supposed to exist. They're supposed to be cannon fodder to the strong, attractive men who are worthy of having babies.
Oh dear, that really does seem to be what they meant. But unbeknownst to a great many out there, there are more qualities to look for in a potential partner than just what they look like. And our ancestors actually knew that.
We're out here being like, the men don't take care of themselves, that's why they're unattractive. No, you're a 10,000-year-old genetic anomaly. He's not supposed to exist, babe.
It will never cease to amaze me how some individuals can remain so willfully uninformed when there's so much information freely available out there on the internet. But let me just say this. Most individuals are aware that there is more to selecting a partner than just what they look like. But I wonder if individuals like this keep the same energy for unattractive women. Or is that another story?
What are 3 deal breakers for you in a relationship?
You got to have a passport, because we can't go out of the country if you don't have a passport.
Oh.
You got to be active in the gym. And you can't be dating 10 different men at the same time.
Solid. Okay. So look, my ladies, based off that description and his appearance, if y'all would like to shoot y'all shot for him, please take a step forward. 3.
Oh my God, the quiet.
2.
Oh my God, it's so quiet.
Y'all don't be shy. 1. What's your name and age, and why do you take a step forward?
I'm Barbie. I'm 31, and I'm not going to the gym.
Like, so the gym is a complete deal breaker for you?
Complete deal breaker. I had a ex-wife that didn't do nothing, wasn't active, and I want someone.
Active, but I'm just. I'm not going to the gym right now.
What if in the future you don't see yourself like, y'all were to talk, you could potentially get into the gym, he could get you into the gym. Are you open to being in the gym?
No. I'm going to the surgery table. Let's see.
Okay. No, what's your name and age, and why didn't you take a step forward?
Judy, 23. I ain't going to the gym either, baby. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not doing it.
She's somebody that's your type?
She's cool.
Okay. What about you? If excluding the gym, like off appearance, is he your type?
Yeah, he look cool. He like he got a little money in his pocket. I fucks with it.
But you just not gym.
I ain't going to no gym.
Okay.
Dang.
What's your name and age, and why didn't you take a step forward?
I'm Kira, I'm 20. I didn't take a step forward because that mohawk crispy. And I'm cool.
You got anything you want to say?
Yes.
To each his own.
Amen.
I know you guys probably think going to the gym is all about looks, but a lot of people go to the gym for health reasons. A lot of them don't go, and then they go to the doctor, or they have a health scare. And then they say, you know what, if I don't do this, then I'm going to be in bad shape. That scared them. It scared them straight, if you will. And so now they're going, and it's a regular part of who they are. And it's not just, oh, I feel great, I'm up and at 'em, I'm doing. It's not just about that. It's not just about looking good. A lot of people are working out to keep that cholesterol down, to keep those numbers down. To, you know, they change their diet so they can continue to live. So imagine if a man comes up to you and says, I would really like you to work out. Well, all you focused on is looks. No, not necessarily. I'm focused on your health. If I marry somebody, I don't want them, as much as we can control it, in 2 to 3 years to die on me. I said that I wanted to marry somebody for as long as we got. And if you in 2 or 3 years die on me after I'd formed a connection with you, think of how heartbroken I would be. You don't even have to think about me. Think about how heartbroken you would be if you feel like your future, your life is ahead of you, and then all of a sudden that person up and dies of something that they could have prevented. But you're sitting up here saying, no, I'm not going to do that. Well, then I don't need you. I don't want you. We're not going in the same direction, because you're going to lose yourself. You're going to be unhealthy. And then you're going to slow me down from doing the stuff that I need to get done, trying to protect and provide for you, because I got to take care of you when you could have just fixed it. It's something that you could fix. That's lazy, man. Come on.
Peep this, I'm not done talking about that Kai Cenat situation, because y'all girls swear y'all the cream of the crop and y'all leaving us out here to dry. Talking about we love our black man, show us. You talking about we need to pay for this, pay for that. And it shows each and every time. It don't matter if you're a rapper, a streamer, content creator, doctor, lawyer, you will leave us. It doesn't matter about the money. You are loyal to your emotions. Emotions, gang. And now everybody gonna sacrifice this young man. Talk about, oh, what did he do? Oh, he didn't buy her this. Oh, da-da-da. No, I'm not gonna let y'all do that to my boy. Talking about, oh, she been this way. We told him that. Obviously, you didn't try hard enough, my nigga.
Treat your husband like you do your manager. Your manager told you what time to be at work. 8 a.m. And you said, okay. Your husband told you what time he wanted to leave. Oh, man. And you frustrate him by making you late. Now, if you're late to work, they recognize that's a bad habit, so they fire you. You're late for your husband, you don't think it's a bad habit, you just think he's supposed to wait on you. Oh, yeah, I might need to transfer to a bear. I might have to borrow your gym shoes. We might have to switch. Ladies, I'm so mad at the Lord right now, and I don't never get mad at the Lord. Ladies, we live in a society where men are redefining things. For example, I have an assistant pastor. In the eyes of men, the assistant pastor is lower. In the eyes of God, the assistant pastor is equal. That's his role. When we stand before God, if he was a better assistant pastor than I was a pastor, he will get a greater reward than me. Are y'all following me?
Amber Rose was crashing out on Murder Mook, but his drunk freestyle that he spit during an interview was top tier.
Was that women get on from right? You said that in your freestyle.
Yeah.
And you want to know why.
Not me. No.
But you said that in your freestyle.
No. What I said.
Can we replay it? Can we replay the freestyle?
Well, I could just say it.
Okay.
Here you go. You about to spit that junk.
I could just say it.
But I heard what you said. That's why I felt some type of way.
No, I said, we'll get all the views. Violence, stupid new challenge, whole lot of ignorant dudes on the news wilding, chicks booked for 2,000, post the new styling. Think about it. Having no talent, that's the new talent. I saw a chick on red carpet. I said, tell me what you do. She said, I'm pretty, pairs, clit, titties, belly button too. I twerk for the gram. My videos get hella bunch of views. That's very cool. But tell me what you do. It's disgusting. They said women.
But why? Why is it
That shit was hard, I
disgusting?
ain't gonna
Because
lie.
you're a hater. Men are haters that women make money and go get booked for $2,000 because they're f***ing pretty.
No.
Don't hate the bitch, hate the consumer.
How was he
Am I
hating them?
wrong?
Going.
But he's saying it from an observatory.
Yeah,
But you're
angle.
observing of making money because
All right, so you
she's
ready for
pretty
this?
and
Hold on,
I just wanted to hear the rest of the freestyle.
When my fiance had an issue, my last one, and he just sitting on the couch with ESPN and them top 10 plays, you know,
Yeah, over and over.
I sat on the couch right here, literally, and I sat here, and I just put my hand on him. I said, and he ain't look at me. I said, baby, I don't know what it is, but I want you to know, whatever it is, even if it's financial, I'm not leaving you. And I love you, and we'll get through it. And he was looking how you looking, and I'm sitting here, he did this. And tears just rolled by. In that moment, I was a product of my father. A product of my father teaching me what a man needs. When women don't get that, we don't know how to navigate that. And a woman who doesn't get that can easily take that as that man is disconnected from her. And she can start to ask him egocentric questions like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
What did I do? Why are you not telling me? Why aren't you talking to me? I knew in that moment there was nothing that man wanted to say to me or anybody.
Right.
He was having a moment. And all I needed to do was reassure him that I'm not going nowhere. You're not going to lose your woman and whatever else you just lost. And whatever I have to do,
To hold it together.
I am going to rise to that occasion to make sure that we are good. This is why men are so important, man, just in women's life and in their boys' life, because he taught me how to navigate through a man's emotions. He taught me how to identify when those emotions are off kilter. And he also taught me what he needed to be said as a daughter.
I'm glad you said in the moment, because as fate would have it, and as history would teach us, based on your history, you left the guy. The guy probably proposed, and you left him. Why do we know this? Because you told us. You've had multiple people propose to you. Multiple. I think, what, 4? 4 men. Turn them down? Oh, I don't want to do that. So yes, modern women live in the moment. A lot of them. And it sounds great. It sounds like, oh yeah, this is fantastic. But that was just for a moment. Don't expect me to do it all the time.
I didn't say that women don't want a happy, loving relationship with their family. I didn't say that.
Okay. A husband is part of the family.
Right. So I've been there and done that. But yeah, nobody said.
Just because it didn't work out for you, drop a bomb. You talking about I've been there and I've done that. Maybe your experiences won't be her experiences. Don't make them feel like that is not a good thing and they shouldn't go for it because maybe it didn't work for you. Everybody has to experience it on their own, and I mean that respectfully, ma'am. Respectfully.
I didn't say that it didn't work out for me. Y'all asked the question, and then you come over here with the extra because you have to like try to get her to jump out her skin. Was she?
I'm just responding. I'm listening to what you're saying.
I'm not about to jump out my skin because you got ignorant ass responses.
I'm just listening to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say that.
You have an ignorant ass mindset. 80% of men that are locked up right now come out of single mother households. Men and boys, on average, do way better in life when they have 2 parents in the household, their father and their mother. That 2-parent household automatically is going to be better for that child. Statistically, the facts show it. Kids that are raised in single mother households don't do well as kids that are raised in single father households. Those are facts. Those are the stats. So I would say that the key to making sure that your kids have a successful life is to make sure that that man is in that child's life. And what better way to have that man in that child's life if mommy and daddy are in the same house at the same time being a parent? I appreciate it, Tressa.
Okay, let me say this slow because some of you are still romanticizing. If you're dating a woman right now and you don't look for these 5 things, you're not hoping for love. You're gambling with your sanity. First, does she support you or does she compete with you? Because if every win of yours makes her quiet, weird, or sarcastic, that's insecurity. A woman who's meant for you doesn't see you as someone to beat. If she needs to outdo you to feel powerful, she'll destroy the relationship just to protect her ego. Love doesn't feel like a power struggle. If it does, you already lost. Second, can she take accountability without turning into the victim? Watch carefully. When you bring something up, does she listen, or do the tears start, the excuses roll in, and suddenly you're apologizing? If she can't say, I was wrong without collapsing, she will gaslight for the rest of your life. No accountability means no growth. Third, is she emotionally consistent or just addictive? And don't lie to yourself here. If she's loving today, distant tomorrow, obsessed next week, and gone the next, that's not chemistry. That's trauma bonding. You're not in love, you're hooked. Peace feels boring only when you're addicted to chaos. The one doesn't keep you guessing. She doesn't confuse you. You know where you stand because her energy doesn't lie. Fourth, does she respect your boundaries or punish you for them? This one exposes everything. If you say no and she pulls away, if you set a boundary and she guilt trips you, if your limits make her cold, dramatic, or distant, that's not love. That's control. Anyone who makes you feel bad for having boundaries is proving exactly why you needed them in the first place. Fifth, does she choose you when it's inconvenient? Not when it's fun, not when it's easy, not when you're winning, when life is messy, when emotions are uncomfortable, when staying requires effort. Anyone can love you at your best. The one stays when there's nothing to gain. If you have to convince her to choose you, she's not the one. If you're constantly proving your worth, you're already losing. The right woman doesn't drain you, she grounds you. And if this triggered you, good. That means somewhere inside, you know exactly what you've been tolerating.
This food looks so good. Oh my god.
You ever get off your phone?
I was just trying to make the video.
The man was not afraid to ask the bold question, and I don't blame him because I think he's valid in asking this if she's been on her phone on the first date. When the whole purpose of a first date is for him to show interest in you, he's taken you on this date. He's planned it. He's put in effort. He's put in resources, and there you are sitting on your phone and you're not getting to know him. And I think that man is fully justified in speaking out against that because it really is just rude. And there you are on a screen collecting content for your social media. I mean, it's one thing to be in a relationship and do this because yes, I will take photos of my food. I love doing that and I will post it on my stories on Instagram. But would I have ever done that on a first date? Absolutely not. I don't think I had my phone out for 1 second on my first date with my husband. So if you're on a first date with a woman and she does this, just call it a day, wrap it up, call her out if you want to or not, but just know that this is not going to be worth your time.
There was a time period where I made more money than John, and God had to really deal with me because I thought, well, I'm doing better than him. Like, I'm doing better than him financially. I'm solving problems better. And I treated my husband like he was a child, not like he was my husband.
And this is what accountability looks like. A lot of these modern women be on the verge of ruining their marriage because they think that they're the superior person in the relationship. And I'm not necessarily saying that the man is superior. I'm just saying you get to a point and you have to be careful where you might be doing a lot in a relationship, but you only see it from your side. That's it. So you think, oh, I'm doing this, I'm moving, shaking, and this, and it shows up on reports like, well, the unpaid labor. And I think a woman said something to the effect of, remember, you account for 11 billion, I think she said, $11 billion in unpaid labor. What she didn't tell us was that figure was worldwide. And also what she didn't tell us is that figure does not really even scratch the surface of what labor is done. I think men accounted for somewhere around 60 something percent, 70% of the labor, paid or unpaid. They account for way more to labor than women. Well, we unpaid. It don't matter whether it's paid or not paid. I'm still working more than you. You could be working at the house. You could be working paid, unpaid. It don't matter. I'm still putting in the time more than you. Well, I get it. It don't matter. I'm still working harder than you. Get that through your thick skull. But as a modern woman, you only see what you're doing. You only see it from your side. And so you fall into the trap that a lot of these modern women do. Well, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. and you start to resent your spouse because you don't really see what they're doing, and they not doing what you want them to do, or they not really doing as much as you are. That's how you start to think, and you ruin your marriage based off of a lie because you never check yourself.
So everybody put your hands in the air. It's an all-night party that we're getting into.
Unpopular opinion. Most men don't mind having the tough conversations in the manner that we think that they do. They just don't want to deal with the backlash that comes after it or during the tough conversation that they're having. One big thing that typically happens is they become the issue while dealing with the issue. And so now they have to deal with that they are the problem in some manner. Why would I want to talk to you about a problem if I'm going to become the problem? Or you start to cry and have these invisible hiccups that you just can't get rid of during this conversation. And now he has to deal with your emotional aspects of the situation instead of the actual situation. So why would he want to deal with that? Or some of y'all be redirection queens. So now you take this time to redirect to something else that he did that pissed you off at an earlier date. And now y'all gonna talk about that instead of whatever the real problem is going on right now, because he is still going to be the problem. And if he knows this, why would he not avoid having these tough conversations?
The girls will get $5,500 each. The blokes will get $69,000 each. How can anyone justify this item?
They can't.
No.
I mean, the gender, I beg your pardon.
I can justify it.
How?
Why?
Well, I tell you what, stars don't get paid more money because, a sport doesn't become interesting because the stars are paid more money. Stars get paid more money because the sport is interesting. Let me ask you this. How many of you guys on the panel know who our Australian Matildas are playing in the quarterfinals? No, because you don't care about it. Now, if you cared about it...
I do if they win.
No, but that's the thing.
They beat
Do you know what?
Brazil.
All of you can go and watch W League games in the women's competition here, but you don't. Now, when you start to go and watch these women play the wonderful football they do, then they'll earn more money.
But I don't go to watch the men play football either.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of people do. The Men's World Cup is one of the biggest money spinners on the planet. Women's football, even though at grassroots level it's working really, really well, it's got a long way to go. The other thing, let me ask you this about sports equality. The top 10 fastest men of all time in terms of sprinters are all black, of African origin. Are you telling me that the white guys should say, hold on, we should be paid just as much as the black guys for sprinting? No, because they're not as fast.
It sucks.
That's why you suck.
Because I got a water.
Yeah, and not in a good way.
So you could have been like, hey, pretty lady, what are you drinking? Oh, are you drinking a water? What do you drink in general?
I see what you're drinking.
But because men are so used to us carrying y'all on our back and on our titties, you wanted me to do all the work and order my drink. That way you know and you can lazily be like, oh yeah, whatever she's having, I'll order one. Instead of taking initiative and like, you know what? She's a sexy woman. She might like dark liquor and then ordering that. But instead, again, I had to carry you on my back and on my titties so you can order it. Come on now. So therefore, the conclusion is you didn't want to buy me a drink. You just wanted to tell me how you wanted to buy me a drink, but you didn't want to buy me a drink. If you wanted to do it, you would have done it. I hate a coulda, woulda ass man. You didn't do it. You didn't do it. You didn't do it. You didn't do it. And also, I had a long day at work. I had a very long day at work. So, therefore...
May I get her another water? Water. No.
I'm going to buy myself a drink.
Well, see, that's why she sucks, and not in a good way.
So basically what it looks like happened is he came over there and basically tried to start a conversation with her. If I'm understanding what's going on correctly, he tried to start a conversation. He said, so what are you drinking? I'm just drinking a water. You suck. Oh, what do you say I suck for? You saying I suck because I'm drinking the water? Why don't you buy me? Why don't you ask me what I want to drink? Just tell him. Just tell him. Just say, well, you know, basically what he's saying is, oh, you come to the bar to drink water? Which, do you come to the bar to drink water? That's a question I want to know. Let's say he should have said, so what are you drinking? Oh, I'm drinking water. Oh man, what she wanted was, oh, you're drinking water at the bar? No, we can't have that. What do you usually drink? Well, I drink, I don't know, just throwing something out there. I don't drink Hennessy. Get the lady a Hennessy. Oh, thank you, sir. I really don't. No. It's on me. Get the lady a Hennessy. That's what you wanted the man to do, right? But he was kind of playing with you, I think is what it is. It's like, oh, you come to the bar. Who comes to the bar to drink water? Come on, have a little drink. What is it? And instead of saying, well, I usually drink Hennessy, get the lady a Hennessy. You wanted them to ask. This is what modern women do. That's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounds like to me. This is what modern women do. They play these types of games and then they record it. It doesn't make you look that great. Even if we tell him, hey, next time ask her what she usually drinks, which you're drinking water at a bar. Just tell him. It sounds like he's joking. It sounds like he came over there to pick at you a little bit. Good grief. You guys gotta learn to stop taking yourself so seriously. You're not. It's not about you. We don't call these modern women losers enough.